from St. Mary's School, dropping Zara for her first day, 11th class offline exams commencing today. While she was getting down, there are other parents who have come to drop their wards. And when they saw Zara, they were talking to me, and the only question most of them asked, what was Zara's percentage in 10th class? I was surprised. Nobody bothered to ask about her health, about her 1 year. It's all online classes. Entire area they're coming to the school for the first time. And suddenly my mind goes back to the days when I was a boy. When I was a boy, most parents ask they ask little more of their children than they that they be good or well behaved. Anything beyond that, such as high marks in school or being elected to head a, a team or some club, is just a bonus or some extra activity. But my friend, today's children, however, are under pressure to be smart, to be popular, to be star, to be a great athletic if they are boys, or the female fatale of dancing school if they are girls. It's a very dangerous sign. And I thought, let me share the dangerous pressures on the modern days childhood, on the childhood these days. To achieve this success, young kids between especially 6 to 14 years of age are expected to work hard, to compete. You see, grown up, they are given grown up goals, I would say. They are urged to think and act like grown ups. In short, I would say that these children of today are being is is permanently forced into a world of adult pressures and responsibilities. My friend, evolution in the major area where special pressure is placed because of their education on children, it affects. As a result, these children become infected with potential anxiety, and actually I'll call it parental anxiety. The pressure is generally applied by the parents itself. Most of the activities children are involved in, is a lack of in a lack of a sense of there is a lack of sense of need or reason for them. Many a youngsters has real interests, then he cannot follow because he is too busy with things he doesn't care about. It's not surprising that children who live uh, imitating their parents, they become miniature replicas of grown-ups, grown-up lives, and also undergo surely the grown-up pressures. My friend, I feel a child must learn to get to school on time, to develop decent etiquettes, mannerism, table manners. He must learn to get along with others. He must learn to accept everybody with total disregard of class or any kind of distinction. These are all essential, I think, and this is all which is within the a child's capacity at one stage of the growth or another. But it is when we place him or her under the abnormal pressures to be brilliant beyond his capacity or beyond his capability, or to be a leader, when they are not ready for leadership at this stage, that he is going to have difficulties, my friend. Children learn early that success means success wins acclaim and failure invites reproach. A bad lesson. Children learn early that child who cannot measure up with the parents' expectation starts losing something. The most essential thing is called self confidence. It is true to some extent that children have to learn to live under pressure. Agree. But it is important to differentiate between what is necessary and what is not. There are certain normal, inherent pressures that every child must meet. I feel he must learn to get to school on time. He must learn to develop a decent behavior, and that's it. Although I feel there is no set of rules by which parents can cope up with the forces pushing their children permanently into an adult world. There are certainly, we all know, there are something I would call it common sense guides we must follow when it comes to children between this particular 6 to 14 years of age. And first of all, I feel that we must try to differentiate between the normal pressures that should be placed on the children and the excessive pressure that may be only a reflection and inflated parental ambition. Be very clear on this. Make an effort to resist, my friend, unhealthy community pressures on children. That to be competitive, successful, conformist. Many people do not fight these pressures because they think they are alone in opposing them. Parents, teachers, association and similar groups, if used intelligently as community sounding boards rather than a, I would say, cafe cliche, can be help to culture curtail unhealthy pressures on the children. Find out exactly how many demands are being made on your child's time, and if he is overburdened, help him out to cut down or cut free and have time for herself or himself. I suggested in one of my talks and seminars somewhere that if parents stop to make a list of children's activities, they they would realize that how little time the youngster have to themselves for daydreaming, casual play, reading for pleasure, or just to be the part of the family. Today, the time squeeze has tightened really, my dear friend. Think in terms of long range goals for children rather than over concerned with the here and now achievements. We all have been child at one point of the time. We know everything passes, nothing really matters in long run. A parent should be aware of the potential within his child or what he can accomplish in the future in his or in her own way, in his or in her own good time. By the same token, however, it's important not to hold out long range goals to a child as the be all and end all. My friends, children are not emotionally mature enough to plan for a distant future. You cannot expect a grade schooler to set his sights on a college, on a career, or on even or a marriage. The one and this most simple thing I say, and I request all my friends who are hearing me or who will hear me, that stop applying these unnecessary pressures on your children. Let the children bloom and gloom and have the best of their childhood. Thank you very much.